Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today we are here to talk about the brand new release from Wayne Goss. This is the Wayne Goss Tourmaline palette. It is the latest, the fourth in his eyeshadow palette evolution, I like to call it, as we have watched his brand grow from amazing brushes into makeup products, and we have watched the eyeshadow evolve with every release and get better and better. This palette, I feel, is his best one yet. It is $55. Now, a quick, very serious, but hopefully uplifting word. I did purchase this palette right before it went on sale, and then after it went on sale, Wayne understandably postponed the release until I believe the 10th of October. If I am incorrect, I will put that on screen. And he did this in honor of his lovely muse, Mel Thompson, who you have likely heard has left us and passed away. It is extraordinarily sad, and it has been, I don't need to say it, it has been quite a blow to the YouTube beauty community. Yeah, it's incredibly sad. And our hearts, our prayers go to her family. This was one of the, if not the last release that Mel Thompson graced us with, and we were able to see her put on. And so I think it is lovely that we can speak about this palette in a joyous way to celebrate her life and the light that she brought to all of us, and certainly to her family and friends. Okay, so sorry. So let us talk. I'm really sorry, I got choked up a little bit. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's talk about this palette. We have 6 shades. Tourmaline is an interesting, I'm glad that Wayne went with it, especially right now. As all of us are feeling this loss, I'm glad Wayne went with this, because tourmaline has an energy to it. It is a natural stone or a crystal, and it prevents negative energy and kind of balances chakras and brings good energy and surrounds us with good energy. That's what tourmaline, the stone, the crystal does, supposedly. And I would like to believe that's true, certainly right now, and certainly with this palette. Wayne Goss was trying to evoke a beautiful old world Hollywood glamour. He has, of course, you have likely heard from, since the last palette, removed the black. He was going to have a dark black shade for lining and for darkening and a smokiness in every palette. And the feedback wasn't great on getting one of those in every palette, and so Wayne Goss just went the other direction. Good for him, listening to the feedback. And this time we have this brown matte. The rest are kind of a silky, pretty silky finish, and we have this one celestial shade that is much more like a topper. We'll talk about it and I'll show you the swatches. Much more like a topper and a little bit less like an actual shade in and of itself. And we'll talk about that and I'll show you in the demo. This is $55. With this release, we also have 2 new pencils. We have Copper Flame and Tiger's Eye, which I will also show you and we will use in the demo. But first, let's go to the arm swatches in studio lighting here. Take a look at these arm swatches of these 6 shades. And I'm going to also take you in another light to see them just a bit better, as sometimes the studio light, I do realize, can wash it out just a tad. So let's go over to, I'm filming at night, so there's no California sunshine to take you out in this time, but I will take you into a room in my home that has very bright white light so that you can just get a little bit better view of the shades and how they look on the arm. Let's talk about the 2 pencils as well. As I said, we have Copper Flame and Tiger's Eye. Copper Flame, I'm going to show you right here, is this beautiful kind of coppery, ruddy shade. Reminds me a little bit of Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk, but seems a little bit more wearable. Pillow Talk can go a little bit red. And then we have Tiger's Eye, which is this shade right here, much more of a deeper brown shade, a cocoa shade almost, if you will, that I think would really, will really suit me, and we'll see if that's true in the demo. So I just wanted to talk about the palette a little bit, celebrate Mel's memory, thank Wayne Goss for letting us come along with this on this evolution of his brand. Let's go to me with no eye makeup whatsoever on, and let's try to recreate the look that you see here right now. Stay there. Okay, so I'm really excited to dig into this palette. I got everything ready to go, and it just feels so fall finally. So I'm going to go into this first shade right here and just kind of put it all on over. You know, my little camera, I have a name for my camera. It's named Kevin, after Kevin Aqua. So Kevin with a Y. Ooh, look how pretty that's gone on. Kevin is sick and he had to be mailed back to be fixed. So this is a little bit of a borrowed camera. So that's why you see me kind of looking at it funny, because I'm getting used to it. It's a replacement Kevin for a few weeks. I'm going to now go into this bottom shade here. There's so many pretty shades to choose from. And I'm just going to go into, in swirling motions, into the crease and just work that in. Look how pretty that is. It's, you know, what's nice about this is this feels like rose done up a notch. And what I mean by that is we've had of late so many rosy hued palettes that go very, very pink. This kind of, or purple, if you think about like the Love palette and anything by Pat McGrath. And this feels like it's going a bit more maroon without going too red like some of Charlotte's palettes do. Okay, I'm going to take that same shade and just run it under. I know a lot of you tell me that, for instance, Charlotte's palettes go too red on you. And this won't. This will kind of feel a bit purple. So I'm going to take that same shade that I was just working with and just darken the corners with the same Rephr brush that I was using. And already I really like that as kind of a sophisticated, interesting look. Already I feel like that's just nice, you know? Okay, let's play a little bit more though. I want to try this brown. I like the availability. We have only this one matte here, this brown, but even the kind of satiny shades, I'm just going to deepen the edges right here, are kind of, they're kind to the eyes. You don't have to just use mattes. You know, you can use some of these more satiny, velvety shades, and they can still be very kind and flattering on any eye shape, from hooded to large, and any age. You know, whether we have mature skin or lucky ones with the supple young skin. And I'm just going to kind of use my big brush to run that under. And then we're going to look at this Celestial shade here, which is much more like a topper and a little bit less like a little bit less pigmented. So this is just truly going to be a topper shade that's just going to give a little bit of interest. And I kind of like it because you know how quickly I go. This kind of a shade you can just really throw on haphazardly because there's not a lot of, purposefully, you guys, there's not a lot of coverage to it. It's just supposed to make a pretty sparkle. I am going to add, however, some of Wayne Goss's waterproof mascara, which I love, and one of these eyeliners. I don't know which one. Let's see here. So we have Copper Flame and Tiger's Eye. I want to do Copper Flame up top because that can get a little red. I think I'll do the other underneath. So I warmed it up on my hands already. And then, pardon my funny face, I'm going to go off camera to put on the mascara. But now we have our little tiger. I'm going to warm that up a little bit. And I'm going to do that underneath. You do run the risk with putting dark underneath of making your eyes look smaller, which I suppose I shouldn't do, but I kind of don't mind the intensity of it. And I didn't want to put the ruddier shade underneath my eyes, as that can make me look a little bit allergy ridden, but I'll experiment with that as the days go on. All right, now let me get some mascara on and we'll talk. Okay, I'm back with just a little bit of that Wayne Goss mascara on. You know, it has been really an adventure that I feel we, the consumer, have been on this with Wayne Goss. He has perfected his palette as he has built his palettes and his palette as he has built his collection. I feel, and I've said this before, that each release gets better. Each release, Wayne Goss takes into account what we, the consumer, says and feels and how the makeup behaves on our skin. And it's really fun to see the evolution. I feel like these releases are each done with a great deal of care, with a great deal of expertise, of interest, of knowledge, and curiosity. When we like the palette, you know that Wayne Goss feels that in his heart, and when we have complaints, he feels that too and takes it on board. Thus, we have this deep, deep brown and not the deep, deep black anymore for the past two palettes. And it's just really interesting to watch it go. I found this so easy to put onto the eyes, whether you have very youthful eyes or more mature skin. This is going to be very kind. And for me, this is the kind of subtle look for day that just works. I was talking through it. It was so effortless. I barely remember putting it on. For me, if you have not gone to Wayne Goss palette yet and you like this subtle look that can also be built, I think this would be the one for you to try. I do feel this is the best one yet. I am not disappointed by the Celestial shade here. That's just kind of a topper. I actually kind of like the fact that I was kind of careless with it. You can also even use it to highlight, really, and it would be just a absolutely beautiful highlighter. So this definitely gets my thumbs up. I would love to hear what you think, and it's so fun to talk about and celebrate makeup in the memory of Mel Thompson, who was such a loss for our community. May God rest her soul. And please leave a comment below. I would love to hear what you have to say. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I sure hope that you did. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.